Hi friends, welcome to episode 90 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as Toni. So thank you so much for coming to spend some time with me today. Today is Friday, July 26th, I believe. I'm coming to you from my home in Central Florida where, surprise, surprise, it has actually just started raining. So we're on the porch right now, so we should be good. But you guys will definitely get that soothing Florida rain. I was just about to carry my things out in the backyard when I heard the thunder rolling, and I was like, Kalisha, don't do yourself like that. Don't do yourself like that. So hi, if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome to the party. Thanks for coming to spend some time. I do have a couple things that I wanted to talk about at the beginning of the episode. So we have a thread over on Ravelry. Side note, we do have a group over there as well. It's called the Quirky Monday Craftcast group. Yeah, but we have a thread in that group called Bright Spots or Positive Moments or something along those lines. And that's where you guys can share the positive things that happen to you that you want to share with others. You can also leave those in comments down below. So I have been reading you guys' positive moments, and I wanted to share a couple of them. So I will cut in a video of me reading those because of course I didn't pull them up because that would have been too much like right. Let me just move the camera in a little bit so we don't get rained on. Ugh, I feel like you guys are like all up in my face right now. But wow, that was a roll. Anyway, so I am going to go ahead and cut to a video of me sharing some of you guys' positive moments. So thank you so much for leaving those in the comments and on the Ravelry thread. And I also wanted to share my positive moment of the week. All right, so we got a couple positive moments from last week's video. I think they're all from last week's video. I just screenshot. All right, so the first comes from Jessica, and it says, a positive moment for me this week has been working on 2 pattern designs that seem to be coming along well, even though one of them is a result of a completely frog design from the last couple of months. It's a good lesson for me as a life metaphor that sometimes it's just best to let go of something from the past, even if you've put a lot of work/time into it. Unravel it and make something more beautiful from it. It's not worth the frustration of forcing something to work that shouldn't be. I'll let y'all marinate on that for a little bit. The next positive moment comes from Melinda, who is Yarnder Woman. She said, a positive moment for me this week was seeing my mom laugh and laugh. Kelly H's positive moment is we added to our family today with a sweet rescue kitty named Scarlet. I got to interact with my brother's cat and have confirmed I am not a cat person. That cat jumped out from under the kitchen table and scared the crap out of me. I screamed. I did. Our next positive moment comes from Rosemond, and she said, my positive moment is watching my nearly 10-year-old boy dancing like no one is watching to new tunes he's beginning to download from the internet. And lastly, Ms. Crafts a Lot says, something positive for me these past 2 weeks was going on a hike with my son for his 21st birthday. It was a very special day. So thank you guys so much for sharing your positive moments and your bright spots. You can always share your positive moments down in the comments. If you would like me to share it, you can let me know. You can also share your positive moments in our Ravelry group under the Bright Spots / Positive Moments thread. Back to your regularly scheduled Kalisha. So earlier this week, probably it was when it was Wednesday night, I got home from work and, you know, got the mail, walked in the house, dogs are all happy, and I walk into the kitchen, turn on the light, and I hear plop, like this wet plop. So I turn around, and y'all, there was this frog on the cabinet door. The thing was this big, no joke. Dude was huge. So I of course have flashbacks of the lizard debacle, which if you've been watching for like a couple weeks, a couple months or whatever like that, you would have seen me and my friend Tiffany trying to wrangle a lizard out of the house. So when I see this frog, I have a flashback. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jesus, please help me get this frog out the house. Of course there's nobody home, because things like this only happen when I'm at home by myself. And of course Kiva and Toot are no help. So all I'm thinking is, oh my goodness, we got to get this frog out. If this frog like climbs up the wall and like if I can't see him anymore, I'm gonna have to sleep in the car. I'm gonna have to sleep in the car. That's all there is. That's all there is. Put the house up for sale. I don't know. It's gone. It's not. Obviously, I have been kicked out of the house by the frog. So this frog is still sitting on the cabinet door in the kitchen. And I'm just like, Jesus, how am I gonna get this frog out? So I pick up a vase. It's like probably about that tall, and it was like maybe that wide around. And in my mind, I was like, I could just take the vase and like put it over the frog and like trap the frog in there and then like slide a piece of paper in there, something like that. Like, you know how you like catch a spider, you put a cup over it, you put the paper, then you lift it up, and then, you know, the spider's caught. So I pick up the vase and I'm starting to go towards the frog, and he starts walking across the thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So then, because I always feel like these things are like, nobody's gonna believe the shenanigans I get into when stuff like this happens, so I always like either take pictures or videotapes or something like that. Videotapes, record it or something like that. And so I recorded a clip and then, you know, go back to the business of trying to catch this frog. Y'all, I can't. Do you see how giant this frog is? Sir, why are you even in here? Won't even focus on your crazy tail. Don't walk around. And the frog basically starts walking across the cabinet door, and I'm freaking out because I don't know, like, y'all, in my mind I could see this frog turning around and jumping on my face, and then like I like pre-panic, like it was pre-panic in there. Like, if this frog jumps on me, I am going to lose my whole entire mind, like all of it gone. And I was just like, please God, don't let this frog jump on me. I'm gonna break my neck in here. So the frog starts walking across the thing, and I'm like, oh gosh, please stop walking. And then he jumps down on top of our toaster oven. And from the toaster oven, you can get behind the cabinets. And I was like, if that happens, I'm gonna have to burn the house down. Like, but luckily, he kind of turned towards the sink. So I grabbed the broom and I'm like shooing him over. I don't know what that plan was, but he then jumps into a dirty pot. And then I, like a crazy person, went through all of the drawers trying to find the lid to this pot, which, why is it that you can never find a lid that fits a pot when you need it? Is that like a cosmic rule or something? I don't know. So I find the lid, I put the lid on top of the pot, I like praise dance through the kitchen, thank you Jesus for helping me catch this frog, and then I had to take this pot outside. And it was like, it's a really heavy pot. It's not really a pot. It's like one of those pans that's really tall, and it has like a skillet handle. So I had to hold it like this, with the lid on it. I take it outside, and I took the lid off, and I tried to like fling the frog. Homie did not want to let go of the pot. I was like, dude, I can't. Am I gonna have to like throw this pot in the trash? Like, come on, dude, get out the pot. So I'm like, huh, and it doesn't do anything. So I had to like reach all the way back like this and like spin move on him, and he goes flying through the air. And this frog was so big that as it's flying through the air, you could see its little fingers just like. So that all to say, I shared this struggle on Instagram, and my positive moment of the week is all of the responses to this story. Like, it was a good half and half. Half of you guys were like, oh my gosh, that frog is adorable. The other half of you guys were like, nope, 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 burn it down. So if you guys want to get a laugh, go on Instagram, read all the comments underneath the frog story, because delightful. So that's my positive moment, just interacting with you guys on the little shenanigans that happen in my daily life. I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to hear me over this thunder. It's kind of ridiculous. So let's get into some crafting. This week, I have finished no yarny projects or anything. I did finish a project, and I did this last night. So I decided I wanted to make some lock jewelry for my mermaid lock. And I remember back when I had my first set of locks, I kind of got into this like, oh, I'm gonna make little coils like out of wire, like wire coils with dangly bits and charms and stuff to put on my locks. I made them, but I never wore them. And then I completely forgot that they were a thing until I saw someone on Instagram saying that she purchased one recently and was like, oh, I should wear this. And I was like, dude, I know how to make those. So I pulled out some wire and I made this. Oh, ta-da! It's just like a little coil. I actually wrapped it using a pencil. And this little charm down here is like one of those sparkly gems. Yeah, so it's just hanging out on my mermaid lock. And then I have this piece right there. That is a lock, like a lock cuff that I got from my little brother. I was able to see my family this past week. We went up, Lamar, my husband Lamar, myself, and my brother-in-law Alan went up north. Which I will talk about at the end. But while we were there, I was able to retwist my little brother's hair, which was really sentimental, and accidentally pulled off one of his lock thingies, so I kept it. But yeah, this is my only finished object. Let me see if I can show it to you guys closer. Yeah, a little blurry, but you get the gist. So yeah, and that just hangs out on my mermaid lock. I can put it back on. Oh no! There we go. So that's the only finished object I have. Let's go on to works in progress. So last episode I was talking about how I just started my Brothers Not Twins socks by Diane. I have a finished sock. So here it is. Ta-da! Oh, that looks really good on camera. So as you can see, I only did the cable patterning on the leg. In the pattern, it's supposed to continue down the foot, but after I got to this point where I put the heel in, I wanted to kind of use it as like travel knitting, because I pretty much did all of this in Delaware, I think. So I wanted it to be just vanilla so that I could just knit. So we've got like transitions of Kalisha's thought process. So here we've got all of the cabling, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just continue the cabling down the foot. And then I decided not to. And so then I was like, okay, well, I'll just do the ribbing. So instead of doing the cable twist, I just knit those and then purled the pearls. And I was going to do the ribbing all the way down the foot. And then I was just like, I don't feel like doing that. So I stopped and just did regular stockinette. So that's why this little bit looks a little weird. It's fine. This yarn is Jojo Land Melody? Oh no, where's the... Oh, I don't have my label anymore. What the what? I think it's Jojo Land Melody. That's what it looks like. I have started the second sock, and I think I'm like 2 rows into the cuff. Oh no, I'm 3 rows. 3 rows into the cuff. And yeah, so I'll be working on that. I did a modification to the pattern. So the original stitch count, like around, is smaller than I like to use, so I just added in some extra purl stitches like in the spaces between the cables to bring it up to what I like to use. But yeah, I also did a different type of heel, and that's it really. I like it. It fits. It looks really nice on. I love this color. I think I'm gonna have to get some more of this yarn because it's really pretty. This is how much I had left over from the first ball, and these are 50-gram balls, and this is like 20 something grams left. So I can get another pair of socks out of here if I use contrast heels, toes, and cuffs, which I might go ahead and do, and have like a vanilla sock, like a regular plain vanilla sock out of this. But that's that. So that's halfway done. And my other work in progress is a new start. I actually started this yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So a couple days ago I was checking my email, and Toni of TL Yarn Crafts sent out an email. I'm on her mailing list, and she was introducing a new free pattern that she has on her blog, and it's called the Summertime Tank. I previously made her pattern the Summertime Tee, which is I made mine like tunic length, black. It's really comfortable. Like, I really enjoyed making the pattern. So yeah, when I saw that she did a Summertime Tank, I was like, obviously I'm gonna make this because I love the tee. I most likely will love the tank. So I started it, and it's a crochet pattern, and this is how far I have gotten. It's bottom up and made in panels. So you do the back panel and then the front panel, and then you join them. And if you guys watched last week, you know that this is my favorite color, as I've discovered. So this this yarn is Lion Brand Jeans. I don't remember the colorway. I will put it on the screen because I don't have ball band out here with me because I caked it. So I really like this Lion Brand Jeans yarn, and I really liked this color when I saw it in the store, but I was like, I don't really have a project lined up for it, blah blah blah. And then I saw it on clearance, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna buy it. And then right after I bought it, I got the email about the Summertime Tank, and I was like, okay, because I made my Summertime Tee out of the same yarn, and I really like how it worked out. So thumbs up, thumbs up. I have this little progress keeper hanging out on here, and I can't remember the name of the maker off the top of my head. That will also be on the screen, but I love that she makes little brown girls, and this one has dreadlocks like me, and she even has colorful locks like me. So yeah, that's everything for works in progress. I've just been kind of working along on my Summertime Tank. I was working on that yesterday during my lunch break at the studio, and you guys might be proud of me because I swatched. I actually swatched 3 times, and funny enough, decided to go with the size hook that she calls for. So yeah, I'll be working on that. It's a really simple stitch pattern, so that's going to be like my carry around project, because even though I can do all of this cabling without a cable needle, it's not, this is more of a project that I would want to work on at home. Oh guys, the rain is like falling really nicely, like calm rain. So I think I'm gonna give you guys 37 seconds. I love doing that. Just taking a second and just listening. I even feel much more calm because during that clip I sat quietly and I also listened to the rain. And this is like the perfect kind of rain, in my opinion, where it's just coming down. It's not like aggressive. It's not going sideways. Perfect rain. So yeah, let's talk about some maker plans. A couple episodes ago, I was saying how I wanted to participate in the summer romance cowl that's being put together or put on by Claudia of Crochet Luna and Clarissa Beth of Crochet Cakes. And I had this whole plan. I like drew up this like shawl design that I wanted to do and everything. I had all my colors and stuff. And my couple, because it's opposites attract, my couple was going to be Shelli and Inan from Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I haven't started that at all. And the cowl ends, I think, on the 17th of August. Yeah, August 17th. So I'm going to put that plan on the back burner, and I think I'm going to make myself some house socks, because Lamar is always complaining about the fact that I walk around barefoot in the house, and he's like, your feet, you're just barefoot, you need some slippers. And I was like, so I think I'm gonna make myself some house slippers, and I'm gonna use the different colors that I had pulled to represent Shelli and Inan, and we'll see if I can get that finished before the end of the make-along, because I really wanted to participate, and also because I feel like Shelli and Inan are like the ultimate opposites attract couple, right? But that's the only thing I have on maker plans. Yeah, so next we have stash positions. And I just chewed up that word, stashquisitions. The first stashquisition that I have That's how you feel? Okay. The first stash position that I have is an order that I placed from Knit Picks. So I made a hat, the raspberry cable beanie by Noma Ndlovu, and I made the hat. It fits me, but it doesn't fit me the way that I want it to fit. So I'm giving that one to my brother, and I went online to see if Knit Picks had any of that same yarn in that same color in stock, and they didn't. So I signed up for that good old notify me when it's back in stock, and so I was able to get two. This is Knit Picks Brava Bulky in the Hunter colorway. So I have two of these, so I'll be able to make the hat like deeper as well as wider, because I like more slouchier type style hats, because I like to tuck all of my hair up in them. And I figure if I make it pretty big and pretty deep, like not crazy deep or anything, but like big enough, I'll be able to wear it for a long time while my locks get longer. So yeah, I'm very happy about this because this color was so pretty. So yeah, I got those, and I think they were on sale, I think. But I know for sure this was on sale because I got 3 bundles of the Knit Pick Stroll roving, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And yeah, so that's it. It's just bare. And this is what I'm gonna dye my gradient on. So my orange, yellow, and green gradient, I'm gonna dye it on here. And this is like so soft. So soft. And I got 3 of these. That's all I got from Knit Picks, and I'm excited to work with that. I haven't tried dyeing any superwash fiber because the only fiber I've ever dyed was that one that I showed you last week. But yeah, so my next stash position is some goodies from Shelli.Can. Now, Shelli.Can is like the, I don't know, enamel pin, I don't even know like what her title should be, enamel pin magician of the fiber community, in my opinion. But she has so many really cool designs, and I really like her style. So I was scrolling on Instagram one day when she was talking about the I think she did a trunk show at a store in Virginia, and she had all of these space themed items, and my space loving heart exploded. I was like, oh. So I messaged her, well, I commented on the picture. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be available in the shop. Whoa. And she said yes, when we get back, whatever is left, I'll upload into the shop, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like haunting her Instagram, waiting for this stuff to be, you know, put into the shop. And so she goes and posts that she has updated the shop and everything is ready. And because everybody and their grandmother put on post notifications, the influx of people trying to order these items, and it wasn't just the space stuff, it was a whole bunch of stuff that she put up there. All the people running to her site crashed it. And like I was scrolling on Instagram, just happened to be in the right place at the right time and saw it, and I went to the shop and I found the pin I wanted and I put it in the cart, and then I went to look and see if I could like get something else, and it was like, sorry, nope, we can't do it. So I was so sad. And so she, bless her heart, was struggling trying to get that to get everything back up and running for a good, I don't know, it was probably a day and a half, maybe even 2 days, trying to get the shop or the bandwidth to be enough to handle all of the people rushing her site. And that is amazing. Like, that's an amazing like problem to have. Like, oh darn, so many people want my stuff. The internet can't handle it. But I wrote myself a sticky note and I put it like on my like notebook, and I was like, in a couple days, go back and check her site. And I was like, I really want this pin and this spacey things, and I just hope that like everybody else is like going for Harry Potter stuff. Just go for the Harry Potter stuff. Leave the space to me. So luckily I was able to get the pin that I wanted, which is this one. And My cheeks hurt from smiling right now. Like, I love this. So it's a little yarn ball planet. And I also got this sticker. And of course I would get this one because this is like the NASA style logo, right? And then I got one Harry Potter thing. I got the Deathly Hallows yarn ball, Yarnly Hollows. But I think I'm gonna give this to my friend Cherie. And then Shelli was so sweet as to send me a couple extras. She sent me this sticker, which I think it's a cherry blossom. We have that one. And then this one. And I actually really considered adding this one to my cart, but I was like, Kalisha, you have to be a responsible adult. But she sent it to me. So thank you so much, Shelli, if you somehow see this. Yay, more space stuff. I don't even understand the giddiness that I feel when I find something new and spacey. Like, it makes me so happy on the inside. Speaking of things that are new and spacey that make me happy on the inside. Bam. So I got this, and I also got, is that a mosquito biting me? No. I also got this. I got both of these at the airport when we got back from Delaware, because in the Orlando airport there's a little like visitors store of the Kennedy, from the Kennedy Space Center. So I went in there and I wanted to get, I used to have this tiny NASA pin from the Kennedy Space Center. One of my friends gave it to me. It was this big and I lost it. Literally the only two pins that I have ever lost, like that have fallen off of my bags or belongings and been lost to the world, have been my only two like really special space NASA type pins. This one, not going on it. This is staying at home. Home. But this pin is the commemorative pin for the moon landing. So, because this is the 50th anniversary of that, I thought that was really appropriate. And this is going to go on something. I don't know if I'm going to put it on a jacket or a project bag or like get a tote bag. I should get a tote bag and put this on there. We'll see. But I really like it. It made me very happy. Oh, there was another pin that I got when we were up north. I got a pin that says I need my space, of course, but it's not out here with me. So that, the NASA stuff was like my travel goodies, and I also got this ball of yarn when we were in Delaware. This is Lion Brand Sakis, the cotton candy colorway, and that's it. Just pink and sweet. Just looks like it'll give you a cavity, right? Yeah. So those are all of my stash positions that I purchased. But then I got some happy mail. Since we were out of town for a couple of days, we were out of town for almost a week. I think it was like 5 days that we were out of town. I received some little goodies in the mail. This card was from Stephanie. So hi, Stephanie. And when I read it, the note was really, really sweet. And she also sent me some pressed pennies. Whoop! Just throw everything on the floor. So she sent me, this one is from the Hoover Dam, and this one is from Las Vegas. And it says, welcome to fabulous downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. And then the one from the Hoover Dam just says Hoover Dam. And I think, y'all, it just makes me so happy when someone thinks, like, sees something like a penny press machine and thinks, oh, I'll get this for Kalisha and send it to her. Like, that's so sweet. So I have to take these and add them into my album, which I think I need to get one of the big albums, because right now I just have the ones that are like this big and they fold like a brochure. I have like 4 of them. Gotta love little tiny collections, right? And then the other Happy Mail that I got was from Hannah, and she sent me a really sweet card thanking me for being her friend, which is funny because that's something that I say a lot. I tell people, I'm like, thank you for being my friend. So she sent me a mini. What is this color called? Wickedlets? It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 20-gram mini, and this is from Easy Knits, easyknits.co.uk. And this is a really pretty color. But the main part of the Happy Mail that she sent me, the part that actually brought me to tears, was this. Now this looks, I guess you could say it kind of looks like a swim cap, but what it actually is a satin lined hat. Now, the reason that this gift brought me, made me teary, was because this is such a thoughtful gift. The reason that it's so thoughtful is because satin lined hats are very good for natural Afro hair. So if you have been around for a while, when I talk about the hats that I make for myself, I do a lot of hats in acrylic because acrylic fiber is kinder to my hair. It doesn't draw out the moisture, it doesn't rough up the strands or cause too much friction on them because it is a plastic fiber. Whereas if I put wool on my hair, the makeup of wool and the makeup of my hair, my texture and the way my hair is structured, they're very similar, which is why my mermaid lock works, because this wool fiber will felt to my hair. And typically that's not what you want, when you're trying to have your hair grow. You don't want it to be attaching to your hat and being ripped off, which is essentially what would happen if all I wore was wool hats. So something like this, I can wear this under my hats, and it's big enough for my locks to go into, and they will be protected from any other hats or anything like that. So what I can do is I can now make more wool based hats and not really worry about it affecting my hair or breaking my hair or anything like that. So thank you so much, Hannah. And the company that she got this from is Eleyae. That's it. And it's actually a black owned company as well, so thumbs up. Hello, thumbs up for that. So if you are also a natural girl and you're looking for satin lined hats, especially the satin lined stretchy hats, you can definitely check out this company. Another person that does satin lined knit and crochet accessories is what's her name? I just had it. It was on the tip of my tongue. I will put it on the screen. But Relle, it's really Relle. She has an Etsy shop, and she also does knit and crochet accessories headbands and hats and things, and she does line them with satin as well. So if you're looking for something like that, there's 2 companies for you. Both of those websites will be linked down below. So thank you so much, Hannah. Let me see, how can I wear this? One moment. Dude, I could wear this just in general life. Oh, pull off my little jingle dop. So what I would typically do is I would put my hand knit or hand crocheted hat over top of this. Yeah, and then that way all of my strands are protected. Don't have to worry about them getting broken or anything like that. Don't have to worry about the wool sucking the moisture out of my hair, which keeping moisture in afro texture hair is already a struggle. So this is really great. Thank you, Hannah. So that's everything for Stashquisitions, and we will go on now to Kalisha and the Babe. So I didn't do the thing. So this week on Kalisha and the Babe, we have a finished product, which is this. This is my spin from the fiber I dyed myself. This was my Tour de Fleece bonus goal. I started spinning this on the 16th of July and finished on the 17th. Oh, I didn't realize I spun it so fast. This fiber is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, 100% wool, and I came out with 126 yards. So that's it. And this is gonna go with, or the plan is for it to go with these, I think. And I'm thinking about making like maybe some sort of shawl type deal, probably. Not sure yet. And then if I need like any more accent or anything like that, then I can put this. The more that I look at these two together, the more that I think I don't want to put this one in. I can never make up my mind. Y'all know that my brain just changes things up. This might end up being what the project is, because this, the bamboo in it makes it so much more drapey than these. So this might end up being its own thing. Not sure. I don't even have a pattern in mind. I think that I do want to do like a shawl or something like that. I want it to be something that will show the yarn in its glory. That's what I want for this. So yeah. I also have a spin that I was working on while we were out of town. Where did I put it? I don't know. I don't know. So I was working on my drop spindle, and I started spinning the little Rollags that I made and I showed in last week's episode. So I'll pop in a picture of the Rollags. I also have some little video clips that I took of me working on this spin at the airport. It was actually really fun to sit and spin out in public again. And I did get some questions, so I was able to talk to like this older couple about spinning and what I'm discovering with fibers and how they're different and everything like that. And I was like, you know, when I first started spinning, or when I first started working with wools, like more like animal fibers as opposed to like solely acrylic, I thought that like wool is wool, like it all feels the same, and that is not true. So it's been a lot of fun to experience the different textures of the different breeds and seeing how they differ from each other, which has been like really cool. That's everything for Kalisha and the Babe. Tour de Fleece is coming to an end, I think on the 28th, 26th, 28th, one of those days, 20 something. And I have not completed all of my goals. I completed 3. I believe it's 3 that I finished. Yeah. I had 3 goals and a bonus. I finished 2 of my goals and the bonus goal. So the 3rd goal, I'm not even going to start it. The one that I didn't start was the gradient 2-ply of this other half of the same fiber. So I'm not even going to start that one. I think 75% of my goals, like completing 75% of my goals, was really good. Yeah. And I'm going to see if potentially, like maybe I can get through all of that, all of the spindle spin fiber, and I think I might just put it onto the wheel and spin the rest of that, so I can get that done by the end of Tour de Fleece. And my plan for that spindle yarn, because I was doing it on the spindle, it's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit like thick and thin, because of like the way that I was drafting it, and I want it to be kind of thick and thin, a little bit slubby, because I want to use that as a spiral ply. So yeah, I think I am going to throw the rest on the wheel and just whip that up. That's what I'm going to do. So that's everything for Kalisha and the Babe, and that's everything fibery. The next section is finally making its comeback. We are talking about Black Fibers, Black Threads. So this week on Black Fibers, Black Threads, I watched Kristy Glass Knit's interview of Brenda Maben. And I had never heard of Brenda Maben, which seems to be the thing. Like whenever there is like a black fiber artist or something like that, a lot of times you don't see them, like you don't see them just like in media, or you don't see notice of them. So I was really excited to watch Kristy Glass interview her, because I was like, oh, who's this lady? Turns out she worked with the Gilmore Girls, or worked on the set of the Gilmore Girls. She did a lot of the, or she did all, I believe, of their like costuming and things like that. She was pointing out different like hand knit items that they had on the show that she herself knit, which I thought was really cool. Now, the interview itself is really good. It's really inspiring. The thing that I took away from that interview was just the power of saying yes. One of the things that Brenda was saying was how when she got into making and she got into like sewing clothes and designing and doing all of these different things, she went into it with the idea that, okay, I can do that. Like, I can do that. And I think that's really a good like mind space to be in, to not limit yourself with assumptions, you know. And this also kind of goes along with something that Gigi of Gigi Made It has been saying a lot when she says to watch your mouth, and that's watch what you say about yourself. When you look at a pattern and you think it's difficult, you say, oh, I'm not going to try that because I can't do that. But you don't know if you can do that because you haven't tried. So that's a thing that I was really appreciating that Brenda was saying in her interview, was when her friend said, oh, you know, you could do this. And she said, okay, like, I'll try it. And I tried to do that with fiber arts and more so the creative things that I do in my life. I tell people, like, I believe I can do it until I can't. Like, if I try doing this thing and I either hate it or just can't get it together, then I know, okay, maybe this thing isn't for me. And it may not even be maybe this thing isn't for me. It may be maybe this thing isn't for me right now. Maybe I'll come back to it later and have like an epiphany and suddenly be able to rug punch, which is something that I did not enjoy. So I, definitely think that you should check out the interview that Kristy Glass does with Brenda Maben. I think it's one of her most recent videos because it came up pretty high in my subscription list. And I also think that if trying something, or if saying yes isn't something that you regularly do, I would challenge you to try it. You know, if there is a pattern or a technique or a skill or anything, you know, if there's anything that you have been interested in but you find yourself holding back thinking that you can't do it, just try it anyway. Just say yes to trying that thing, and who knows, maybe that will be like the new inspiration for you. Maybe it will breathe new life into your creative pursuits. So definitely try that. I'm really glad that I watched that interview. And now I kind of feel like I want to watch all of the Gilmore Girls episodes again, just to find all of the knitwear. Because, fun fact, when I was watching Gilmore Girls regularly, it was back when I was in high school, and I wasn't really much of a fiber maker. I was much more into the visual arts, like painting and drawing and stuff like that. So I enjoyed Gilmore Girls, but I never really keyed in onto the yarny things in there. And evidently, there is an episode where they were having a knit-a-thon or something. I need to find this episode and I need to watch it. Yes. So that is our highlight for Black Fibers, Black Threads. I am still like looking through Brenda's work. She did say how she is a weaver as well, and I want to get more into weaving, to using that form as a new way to interpret or to interact with fibers and yarns and things like that. So definitely go check her out. I will link Kristy Glass's video as well as Brenda Maben's social media and website. That will all be down below so that you can expose yourself to her work as well. So lastly, we have Life and Whatnot. Now, I have been mentioning throughout this episode that my husband, myself, and my brother-in-law went up north. Up north. We stayed in Delaware with my mom, and on this past Saturday, we drove up to Boston. And we did that because that is where my brother-in-law Jason's memorial service was being held. And it was a good service. It was really nice to meet some of his friends. It was good to see Matt again. I gave him the Jason socks, and I felt really good about that. It was good to see and to hear people reminiscing about Jason. And again, just like I said during the funeral, how people were all saying kind of the same things about him, how he was that person he was the person that everybody loved. And that's kind of the same thing that people were saying in Boston. They were saying how Jason was the one to pull you out, you know, if there was music and people were dancing and you were just kind of like unsure of yourself in the corner, he would be the person to like kind of pull you out and like, come dance with me, and bringing that life and that joy to everybody around him. And another thing that people reminisced about very, very joyfully was his love of cooking, which is definitely something that I can attest to as well. He, as well as his brothers, have quite the sweet tooth. And one of his roommates was saying how she remembered this one time that he made like really fancy hot chocolate with homemade whipped cream and like a biscuit cookie, and she said that she remembers him being very particular about how the cookie was placed on the plate with the hot chocolate. Like, presentation was very important to Jason, and everyone laughed when she was talking about that because it was very true. he was very particular about the presentation of his cooking. And I remember him sending pictures of their Friendsgiving spread, or when he would randomly make cheesecake. He loved making cheesecake a lot, and it was very good. And he would send us pictures like, hey, look what I made. And it looked like freaking gourmet Food Network type stuff. And he's like, I just whipped this up. Really? But it was really nice to see, like, to meet his friends and to see everybody reminiscing about the light that was Jason. And after the memorial service at the church, we went to this place called Club Cafe. And that was like Jason's karaoke spot. And they were saying how, you know, Jason loved going there and doing karaoke, and he would bring his binder of music, which I can absolutely see him doing, and just singing. And there was so much singing at the Club Cafe after the memorial. People would get up and share songs and you know, kind of reminisce on that thing, because music was such a big part of who Jason was. At one point, some of his friends, along with Lamar and Alan, got up and they sang together, and they sang In the Still of the Night, I think is what it was called. If I can, I'll see if I can put in a clip. I probably won't be able to because my phone is being silly, but they sang, and just seeing them all sing together was really moving for me. And you could just see like how much Matt appreciated everybody being there and everybody being together and bringing that warmth together. It was beautiful. And then towards the end, as if they just wanted everybody to just cry, they played, I'm saying they, as one of Jason's friends was the kind of DJ, where he was playing the different music and stuff while everyone was eating and kind of chatting and talking. And he pulled up one of Jason's videos. And Jason has a YouTube channel, which I'm going to link down below. So if you want to like hear him sing, I would definitely encourage you to check him out. But he played Jason singing, I think the song is called This Is Me, from The Greatest Showman. And when he started playing this song, like, there was not a dry eye in the place. And after that, they played Jason singing, I don't know the name of the song, but it's a song that goes, It All Fades Away But You. And I know that sometimes people think that social media is like kind of weird, or putting videos out on YouTube is weird. But when I say I am so grateful that Jason decided to start this YouTube channel and record himself singing, and I remember him sending me messages and asking for my feedback on different songs that he had done. And I'm glad that there is still this place that we can see him, you know? And I was sitting next to Matt when they were playing the songs, they were playing the video, and I told him, I was like, I'm so glad Jason did this. I'm so glad. And, you know, of course he agreed. And he was telling me how Jason had so much fun doing it. He had so much fun singing and sharing the videos and everything like that. And he would also make like slideshow kind of videos. I remember he made one for Christmas. And having access to all of those videos it's priceless. It's priceless. So yeah. So we went up, we spent some time in Boston, and because it was like gonna be crazy expensive to actually stay in Boston, we stayed with my mom in Delaware. So Lamar and Alan were able to kind of see more of like where Kalisha grew up, which was really cool for me to be able to share with them. And I think going through this has definitely made me want to share more, you know? It's made me want to, or send more of myself out into the world, I guess would be the proper way to say it. But I'm glad that I was able to meet Jason, even though it was such, like, having him in my life was such a short period, and then not really getting to interact with him as much as I would have liked to because he lives so far away. But I'm glad I'm glad for technology, man. I am glad that we had the ability to FaceTime. You know, if it was somebody's birthday, like a family member's birthday down here, and we're all getting together for dinner, and we FaceTime Jason and set the iPad up, and then everybody's together, you know, and being able to have these, you know, memories and interactions and things like that. It was good. It is good. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm linking his channel. Go listen to my brother-in-law sing. His voice was definitely bigger than he was. And yeah, love your loved ones, and tell them that while they can still hear it. So that's everything for today, guys. Thank you so much for being here and for being part of my universe. Thank you for sharing your positive moments. Thank you for leaving funny comments on videos that I put on Instagram. Thank you for making my social media existence that much more rich. So I'm now gonna go and edit this. The rain has stopped. The sun is trying to come out. So thank you for being here. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. We are about to depart from each other. I missed you already, but we pray she'll be safe and all of them be safe to get back home to Florida. We're standing out in the rain. Yay!
You're so weird. You know the camera's over there.
Oh.